Class 10, Unit 2, Chapter Name. Breaking Barriers, I Will Fly author, Srikanth Bola. Hello, I'm Srikanth, an entrepreneur. Do you know that 51% of Indians are self-employed? Let me share the story of the richest entrepreneurial couples in the world, my parents. They earned just Rs $20,000 a year from their small plot of land. Giving birth to a child is the happiest thing for every married couple. At that moment in time, the term apple of the eye did not mean much to them. Neither of my parents had ever seen an apple, nor did I have an eye. When I was born without eyes, society saw me as a burden. Some even suggested that I should be smothered, but my parents showered on me immense love and care. They felt they were the richest couple in the world, and I consider myself the luckiest person. As a child, I spent much of my time with my father in the fields. However, my short legs made it difficult for me to help. My father began to think that perhaps the people who doubted my future might be right. He realized I didn't fit into the traditional farming model. Then he decided that education was to be my path. Despite the challenges of trekking to a faraway school and being ignored by teachers and classmates, I persevered. For 2 years, I sat on the last bench, excluded from activities. I then felt like the poorest child in the world, not on account of lack of money, but because of loneliness and isolation. Eventually, my parents and relatives decided that I should study in a school with students like me. So, I was sent to a special school in Hyderabad. There I excelled, becoming an outstanding student, earning top ranks, and representing India in chess and cricket. I had the privilege of working with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam on various projects like the Lead India Youth Transformation Project. When I completed my 10th grade with over 90% marks, I wanted to study science at the AP State Board. However, I was told I could only take arts because I was impaired. I did not consider myself visually impaired, but visually challenged. I was not allowed to pursue my passion due to the perceptions of others. Rather than accept this, I decided to sue the government. After 6 months of legal battle, I received a government order allowing me to study science, but at my own risk. Despite the lack of resources, I worked hard with the help of a mentor. She recorded my textbooks on audio, and I scored 98% in my exams. This proves that anyone, regardless of their impairment or challenges, can achieve great things. However, my journey didn't end there. When it was time to apply to top engineering schools like IIT, I was told that I couldn't sit for the competitive exams because of my blindness. If IIT didn't want me, I decided I didn't want it either. I applied to top schools in the United States and was accepted into MIT, Stanford, Berkeley, and Carnegie Mellon. I chose to attend MIT, becoming the first international blind student in its history. While at MIT, I began to think deeply about my future should I just get married, settle down, and work in corporate America. No, I wanted to solve the problems I had faced. Why should blind children be made to sit on the last bench? Why should 10% of India's population, who are disabled, be excluded from the economy? These questions led me back to India, where I returned, giving up all the opportunities in corporate America to build a strong support system for the disabled. We established a platform, Bolland Industries, together with my partner, to find, rehabilitate, nurture, and reintegrate disabled individuals into society, rather than separate them from it. We have supported over 3,000 students in education, vocational rehabilitation, sports, and much more. Our company now employs over 150 disabled individuals. IT grosses over $1 million in sales. But we're still at the initial stage of our growth, with much more to do. I want to leave you with 3 lessons. First, show compassion and help others thrive. True wealth doesn't come from money, but from the happiness of others. Second, remove loneliness from people's lives, as it is the worst form of poverty. Finally, remember that when you do something good, you will be the first to benefit. The world may look at me and say, Shrikanth, you can do nothing. But I look at the world and say, I can do anything. Thank you.